Rolling. Drinking my lemongrass tea. Baby, it's cold outside. Talking with my man Sweet Tea about all things Christmas. We're going to get into our favorite Christmas songs, favorite Christmas movies, why we like the holiday. Sweet Tea, let's talk some Christmas. How are you, baby?
Merry fucking Christmas. That's how I feel about it. You want to get into some Christmas shit? Let's get into some Christmas shit, son. What about Hanukkah? What the fuck happened to Hanukkah, huh?
I live in Arizona. It's not really a thing, but I think it's like an East Coast holiday.
Well, I think it's a Jewish holiday.
But that's just not a prevalent thing here in Arizona. This is Mormon country.
I see. Well, Hanukkah, quickly to hit on that, just so we can give a shout out to our Jewish listeners out there, is celebrating the rededication of their temple to Maccabees after the desecration by the Syrians, if I'm not mistaken. And so they went into the temple to light the holy lamp or flame or whatever was in there. That part I'm not sure what they call it.
Still, they're getting a little history.
Yeah, and it was supposed to only be lit for one night. And
8, yes.
It ended up saying lit for 8. But it was only supposed to say lit for 1. So that's where the miraculous celebration and commemoration of it comes from.
Technically, I grew up in a Muslim household, so we weren't really talk anything Jewish.
But you celebrated Christmas?
The idea of it, and then I think my father was trying to make sure that we had comparable values to what his culture had reaffirmed in him until he ultimately relented. But initially, he did not permit the celebration of Christmas. One particular year, my sister actually came through for me clutch and got me this Mad Balls cup and made a construction paper tree. And I got a Mad Balls cup. Mad Balls were a gimmick in the 80s. But you know what? It was the best Christmas gift I ever got. And I always have to thank my sister for that moment, because even though we were struggling culturally in America, my sister understood the importance of me getting a gift. Even though I was a naughty piece of shit. Should have gotten coal.
Yeah.
That was a tyrant.
Your sister can do no wrong.
No, she's going to come join us and talk about ayahuasca in Costa Rica and Peru and with shamans. And I'm looking forward to that future episode, actually. I'm very excited about her.
Very much looking forward to talking to your sister again.
Good. Shout out to sisters out there. All the sisters, raise your cups if you got one. R.I.P. all the good ones that aren't with us today. Fucking COVID. So T, we're talking, and diabetes, which is caused by Christmas. Because
we're talking about diabetes.
So those cookies and candy canes, I can't keep it out of my mouth. I love the cookies alone. The sprinkles that look like gingerbread, I don't care. It's going down the gullet.
Well, it sounded at first like you just wanted to talk about diabetes. I didn't realize you were going to tie it back to Christmas.
It's Christmas. I know you have some strong feelings on Christmas. Tell me, I want to know, what do you love about Christmas? What keeps you coming back every year?
Well, I like to get together with family. I like to think that I can be a good gift giver, but this year's going to be tough. Times are kind of tough.
Write him a letter. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving postcards. And
IOUs. You're just giving out IOUs.
Write you a nice postcard. There you go. Fuck off. I'm doing a card. Keep the post office alive, though.
Oh, God.
We're doing our part. Keep the mail moving.
I like getting together as family. I definitely like the meal at my grandma's house. I always look forward to the food. That's part of why Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and I lucked out this year. We were supposed to go to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving. She's been doing it the past couple of years, having it at her house. And this year she ended up having to quarantine herself, and so we weren't able to get together as a family there. So I lucked out and got to go to grandma's house for Thanksgiving for the first time in years, and it was part of a very select group. So, oh man, I was so happy.
You were on grandma's VIP list.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the eldest grandchild. Come on.
Oh, that does come with some perks, doesn't it?
Oh, ooh. The food. That's all I need, Grandma. So I definitely like the food.
It is that time for gathering. I do love the food. I also love the films. And for me, my favorite tradition is just to sit down with my mother and watch Elf or Christmas Story.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some Home Alone. But if it's with my father, it's gonna be Die Hard.
I don't understand why Rudolph's not on the list.
Was Rudolph a movie?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah. That thing's like an hour and a half long or something. That's a movie.
Is it really?
Yeah. Do you not realize that they go on like a whole quest to the fucking island of misfit toys? They go back there. They fucking battle the abominable snowman. They do all that shit. They fucking... There's so much shit that happens in that movie that you forget about. My favorite part, Yukon Cornelius, he fucking just takes down a Yeti. He just fucking tackles him off the fucking side of a cliff. Like, just
He took out a snowman?
reckless a bit. No, not a snowman. The fucking abominable snowman.
Not just any snowman, the abominable. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And then he ripped his teeth out promptly. What a bastard.
Pretty violent holiday.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great fucking film. Oh, my fucking God. Oh.
I do love there's a sport to the holiday season and taking people out in a store so that you can get the $200 TV, just elbowing someone in the gut and just like, this consumerist item is mine, asshole. I'm going to run over an employee.
I don't do any of this.
So that my partner will be satisfied. Because a postcard won't do, apparently. Y'all want to be bought shit that you don't deserve. Why am I buying you anything?
So that you can get some return. Yeah, you want to reap the benefits, right?
There is something nice about giving. I like giving gifts. But the gift has to be thoughtful, right? Like the little pencil holder you got me for my desk.
Mm-hmm.
It was a thoughtful gift.
Yeah, now you're a Browns fan.
I will say I did bet against them and I chose the Ravens this week.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want
I
any.
was rewarded.
Didn't you ask me about that?
I'm always hitting you guys up for intel, just because the injuries better than I do. And
You asked me if you should bet on the Browns, and I said no. They were going to lose, right?
You did say that.
Hey, I'm glad you listened to me. Wanted no part of that noise. Well, I'm glad you won.
Yeah, I'm up 220 to my degenerate cousin in Seattle, and he probably won't pay me. He won't even. I can barely get him to like the podcast on Facebook, right? Just to subscribe. What an ordeal this is, just to get my family to even.
Yeah, nobody wants any part of this.
Can you help us? Get us some likes, for God's sakes.
Yeah, better yet, share.
Yeah, share.
Share away.
If you want to give a present, give someone Catch the Sky podcast this holiday season.
Right? You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Catch the Sky Podcast or on Twitter at CTS Terry.
We got stickers coming out. I want t-shirts. Maybe a tie, like a custom tie.
Jesus Christ. We don't even have any sponsors. Who's putting the bill for this?
We don't want to sell out, though. We don't want to just give in to consumerism and capitalism, don't we?
Depends on if the right sponsor comes along, right?
Right.
Like Lil
REI would be a cool sponsor.
Well, like Lil Dicky in his Save That Money music video, at the end he has a Weed Maps shirt on.
Yes.
And he makes the point, well, this is my time to sell out, and if there's any time to sell out, it's in the Save That Money music video. Because he's trying to save that money.
That's right. maybe get some Jay-Z weed for us.
Yeah.
Weed is gone corporate. I don't like it.
Does Jay-Z or Mike Tyson want to come on the show? Let's
focus on Bob Lazar first. I think we got a better shot with Bob Lazar.
At this point, we have a better shot with Rudolph.
Maybe we get an actual Santa Claus?
Like a mall Santa Claus?
Yeah, they're having a tough time this year. They're going Zoom.
Well, so how is coming onto our podcast going to help them?
We'll have to do some Zoom. And you're nominating Rudolph, and you're sticking with this. The claymation.
Yeah. And then the runner-up is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Jesus, you are dark.
It's another claymation one, too. Is that the one
with the cover is a Santa with a knife, and there's just blood?
No. Nightmare Before Christmas is the claymation one. Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah.
I am thinking of a horror movie where Santa Claus is an axe, and I just remember from the video store.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, if anybody wants a VHS player, let us know. That could be a giveaway on the Catch the Sky podcast. VCR. Our first 6 listeners. Tweet us out.
Get a VCR signed by us.
Yeah, we'll sign it. I have the Charlie Brown Christmas on VHS, FYI.
Oh.
I'm sure that's worth $7.
Oh. I've got A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi in a box set on VHS. I'm trying to think what else I have on VHS. Terminator 2, Weird Science.
Kelly LeBrock, my God.
Oh.
Woman in red, Kelly LeBrock. We can get her on the show.
Oh my God. Ooh.
So you taught me something tonight. You taught me about Christy Mack.
Yeah, in our off-air conversation.
And I realized that I didn't the Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. I mean, I did see that, and that was pretty horrific. I remember seeing that. And it kind of relates to our previous episodes and things we've been talking about, the patriarchy, and a lot of examples that we didn't get to. Now,
yeah, that
to steer us there.
I was going to say that conversation was entirely off air. That doesn't relate to Christmas.
It does remind me of some of my favorite Christmas songs.
How so?
I think for me, there's a big Christmas controversy over a different era, a different context of our society.
What were you getting at?
So there is this Christmas classic called Baby It's Cold Outside.
Oh my God.
And people, we call them the PC police. I don't know. Dean Martin wrote a very playful song during a different era where people talked about things differently. And when you listen to any music, the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand, they're not talking about holding your hand. And Rod Stewart, if you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, baby, let me know. Elvis Presley was just oozing sexuality. And so Baby It's Cold Outside is one of my favorite Christmas songs, but so controversial. People hate it because the man is describing he won't allow this woman to go home. Is this the premise? Until he gets to have sex with her?
No. That's not fucking it. It's more along the lines of, say, what's in this drink?
This is why I won't buy a woman a drink on the first date. All right, there. The implication.
Hey, I mean, that's playing it safe. That's I'm totally fine with that. But what's your justification for that around the holidays, Saif? Apparently it's okay to slip Mickeys around the fucking holidays.
I don't know what it is about our culture, but we're so repressed sexually that we can't do anything unless we put a little booze in our system. Sometimes it's just it's our courage juice, and it puts us over the top, and it makes you care less about the potential rejection you're going to experience when you walk all the way over to the overside of the room at the bar, at the nightclub, at the cafe, and take a chance on interacting with someone and trying to socially engage them. People have used alcohol as a way to, push me over the edge. Like, okay, I need a little liquid courage.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
But he put something in her drink. They were already drinking.
It's all right. So let's entertain this then. So he's roofied her at this point.
Yes.
And Spanish Fly, which I'm thinking that from a PC point of view, get rid of that. Like, why are we blaming the Latinos, the good people of being a part of this drug? Why is it Spanish Fly? Like, white men in fraternities have been raping women using these drugs for years. Why don't they call it like a Brock Turner cocktail or something like that? I don't know.
Maybe we should start calling it that.
Did he really do that though? I don't think he did. One of the serial killers didn't.
I don't know.
Serial killer that he would drug people. I'm also working on getting us Harvey the Hammer on our show, by the way. So that might take some time because Harv is still incarcerated. He's 94 and he's still doing well, and it would require a collect call. But God damn it, if we couldn't get Harvey the Hammer on the show, that would be fantastic. Those are the things we're working on here on the podcast. The content we're working for.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Fucking Harv the Hammer.
I'm glad you mentioned
Google Harvey the Hammer. Free Harvey.
I'm glad you mentioned Home Alone. That's definitely got to be on the list. That also reminds me of one of my favorite Christmas songs because it plays in that movie, Carol of the Bells.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I think, made that famous for everybody, but it was also in Home Alone. It's one of the few songs I know how to play on the piano as well.
You play the piano?
Well, I can play the piano, but I haven't practiced in so long. But anytime I sit down at a piano, that's the one song I can still play all the way through, no matter what. It's like muscle memory. I can play that song, no matter what.
I still think the Dwight Schrute version was better.
In The Office? That's Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
That's right.
Yeah. What about you? What's one of your favorite Christmas songs?
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
This is one of your favorite.
Yes. But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, though. Because I once caught my father. We were at a Christmas party in Abu Dhabi. And it was 94. And we had said we're going to bed, but the music was still playing. And we were all trying to go to bed, but there's still all this noise. I don't know why we left the party. And I could hear my dad get up, and he was dancing to Last Christmas. He still was going. He had the curtain drawn, and he had his head poked, and he was still moving. He was like, "Hell yeah, this is my jam."
So it was like Robert California and Gabe and Ryan in the office when they're all dancing together, and everybody else is left.
He was still going, and it cracked me up to no end. So, Last Christmas, the Wham version, obviously. I'm not a big fan of remakes.
Yeah.
People try to, Taylor Swift, like, no, sorry.
Well, you want to know one song that can't be remade because the artist just won't go away?
Who?
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh. I guessed this in a trivia contest and got it wrong. I thought it was the best-selling single of all time in Christmas, and it's not.
Ooh, what is?
I think it's Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells. Fuck Jingle Bells.
Yeah, I think it's just something very, very simple.
Are you sure it's not White Christmas?
Could be worth a Google. I don't know. Why don't we do this? Our listeners out there, tweet us the answer at CTS Terry. So,
what is?
See if you know that.
And
if you do, you'll get a VCR and or a sticker.
To be sent to you at a later to be determined date.
What's your address? I'll put it in media mail. So that'll save us some money. That'll help us save some cost.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so Mariah Carey...
Might be priority mail.
Mariah Carey can do no wrong. She can lip sync. She can fucking berate everybody with this song for 2 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And everybody just takes it year in and year out. She could get away with murder.
Love her.
And all she has to do is just smile. And she could do whatever she wants.
She has a Vegas show? She has one?
I'm surprised anybody has a show right now.
David Copperfield, it's limited like attendance, right? It's everything spaced out, so they're not nearly at capacity. It's kind of an interesting time to travel. Not that we're doing that, of course. We're obviously exercising.
Well, I did.
Guidelines set by the CDC, right? But it feels like if you're going to go as a tourist for Christmas, because in Arizona right now the weather is fantastic, so it's like why wouldn't I go outside? So there's a lot of hiking, distanced activities that you can engage in. But traveling through the Southwest during this time of year, I mean, it's
only makes me think of one thing.
Relatively, what's that?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Yes.
Feliz Navidad. Prospero año de felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Like, the song is just fantastic. It's so easy. It's anybody can sing along to it. It's just completely upbeat, similar to I Want to Hold Your Hand, which say what you will, okay? There might be some implications there, but they're not coming out and outright saying that they Mickey'd somebody, all right? So there's a fucking big difference. Don't you fucking loop the Beatles into this.
So there's now Zooey Deschanel and Will Ferrell are on the hook for this thing because Elf, one of my other favorite Christmas movies, they do Baby It's Cold Outside, and they do and I don't know why she's showering in the department store. The whole scene is problematic as a whole. There's a shower at a department store, and people are using like the locker room, and Will Ferrell's in there, and they start to sing together. It's a great scene because, again, I'm viewing it through the lens of in a romantic kind of way, and I'm not misconstruing it as a condoning going to the locker rooms and keeping on and singing with women. It's not working, but there is still a whimsical way about how these characters are engaging, and it's done in a playful way. But then you get the people who take it too far, right? But it still doesn't answer the question, why the fuck are there locker rooms in a department store that Zooey Deschanel is showering at? Shower your own fucking place. Maybe she's trying to save money on water. I don't know. Working in a department store, you don't make much money.
Oh, my God.
So I can't imagine she was wealthy and had a hot tub and shit in her backyard.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nice of them to offer the showers, but it's at the same time, it's a little weird, and it sets up a problematic situation, as you described.
Just what do you got to be doing to be working at a department store as a whole, right? You know, and I did this. I worked Christmas jewelry, so I used to work in the mall, sold jewelry, and people.
I could just see you now with like women's Christmas earrings in, like little dangly trees or something, or little dangly Santas, just fucking and like a tiara on or something, or a Santa hat, and just looking completely obnoxious as fuck.
No Santa hat.
No Santa hat? No. You're just going to throw it out?
At the time, I was doing a clean cut look.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I started at the luggage store in the mall, and then they were the first to hire me post Abu Dhabi. So I'm done working the oil fields of Abu Dhabi, and now I'm in America working in the mall.
Working with fucking luggage. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. You're selling crocodile, alligator shit, and carry-ons, whatever. And the K Jewelers plucked me. They were like, "We want you." The manager she's from Wisconsin. She just had a feeling about me. She knew I was, a good talker, right? And I got the job, and I had gotten fired because I had told a customer that by the purchase of this $99 necklace or ring or whatever the hell special we were running that was crappy, that this would win his sweetheart over and she would succumb to him. Now, I put it in a much different way, but I guaranteed upon receipt that he would get laid. And that was a bold promise. Because either it didn't happen and he came to complain later, or, as I believe, one of my coworkers overheard me, or maybe overheard the customer and then used that to remove me so they could get the other temporary person who was working there a full-time, get them on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And either way, I think either way, I was happy to be removed from the situation. But it taught me you have to be very careful what you say. And so I take the idea that this man is roofing this woman, I take it very serious because I know this is a serious thing. But I also want to properly contextualize the situation. And I think that's so important for any discussion we're having. And it's important for everybody to listen to each other. And I think it kind of comes back to why we're doing this. I think we want to be able to have serious discussions, but we're going to do it in a lighthearted manner. But our intent is clear. Like, we want to see progress. We want to see change. And that's why we're talking about stuff like this. I don't think people are even aware that, the idea of roofing someone, that is a normal thing.
I want to see Santa.
and
aliens.
Sit in the lap of a stranger, right?
And aliens.
We're okay with that. We would fully go, like, you teach your kids never to get into a van with a stranger, right? But if an alien ship lands, get in that fucker and get probed.
And tell me all about it later.
Go. You'll leave your family.
Yeah. Leave this
People
hell.
Love aliens. Things are getting better. I do want to talk in the future about the legacy of Donald Trump, mainly because of Space Force.
What about as it pertains to the Home Alone franchise?
Go on.
He was in Home Alone 2.
Yes, he was. His PR people, man, they worked to make him normal. And we saw him as this great American success.
Yeah.
He was in every aspect of our culture.
And then we got 4 years of him on public display.
Jesus. He turned into a tyrant. He turned into an absolute Looney Tune.
How many people?
Couldn't even legal.
How many people resigned under him?
And got fired like instantly. He never had staff members last. I think some of the first authors of books, they were just amazed that he was incredibly accessible. Let's just say that. So like he completely opened up.
Jesus
which the
Christ.
Obama administration has been accused of not giving enough press conferences. We'll see how the Biden administration does.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like such a nitpick.
Whoop-de-doo, yeah.
he was an absolute tyrant. He had so many opportunities to build infrastructure and move us, make progress on healthcare if he wanted to, but he just chose to be a whiny little tyrant with a small ego. Jesus, man. Stop worrying about other people think about you. Move the fuck on.
Yeah, it's Christmas. Throw on some
Christmas.
Jingle Bell Rock. Kick back. I will never encourage anybody ever to drink eggnog. Fuck eggnog. That's my opinion for Christmas. If there's one thing you have to take away from this podcast, fuck eggnog. No, for real. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that trash? Eggnog is absolute garbage. There's only one proper way to consume it, and that is to never purchase it. And if it does somehow end up on your roof, you fucking heave that shit out in the street and let fucking nature take care of it.
It's basically liquid mayonnaise with sugar. Is that fair?
You know what we should do? We should have one rocket designated to take all the eggnog in the world and just heave it into the sun. I'm going to keep pushing this idea until it becomes a reality. Every episode is now going to be hashtag trash rocket.
We need a trash rocket. I want it to be in the shape of a truck, like Spaceballs. I do like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
My neighbor's a trash guy. I like him. He's a good guy.
Oh my god.
We support the janitorial arts on the Catch the Sky podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Without
Big
those
fans of
guys,
janitorial. Yeah.
could you imagine all of our trash being out in piles in the streets instead of in piles like right in our backyards?
I think when you look at systems of government, I think people just assume that the trash just magically disappears, and they don't understand the infrastructure and the responsibility that's bestowed on cities. Now, cities
This is why the trash rocket is so important.
The post office, like, I don't think people realize how amazing mail delivery is. Like, we had to work really hard for that system, and everybody's just so flippant about it. Let's just get rid of government. Let's just get rid of systems of working institutions. Let's just destroy them.
We just need a trash rocket.
I want to make the trash rocket here on Earth.
Let's make it happen. Who do we talk to? I imagine Elon Musk would be the first person to talk to because he's got the reusable rocket thing down pretty well.
I would probably I would go institutions that deal with chemical engineering specifically and find out what because I have to trust that there's research on burning plastics.
Are you talking about the consequences of throwing it into the sun?
Not even the consequence. I mean, but the research is there, just the consequences in general, but how far we're advanced.
Is the research there? Is the research there?
There's so much research that we don't even know about. I'm not reading.
Is there research about throwing trash?
I'm not reading PhD papers
into the fucking sun.
I read the New York Times like every other schlub and listen to NPR.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever they tell me. I don't know what's going on in the plastics community. I don't get the newsletter.
Do you
Plastics Weekly?
do you well, I know your house isn't decorated with a poinsettia because you promptly killed the one that we got you. So, do you have any other Christmas decorations up?
I took a drum out that I got for New Year's, and when Mill Avenue used to have a.
Is this supposed to be like the
walk-on
little
mill.
drummer boy's drum?
It's actually a native Indian drum. It's probably repurposed. I think they just put an Indian looking fellow on the drum. It's probably just done by.
Well,
Who knows? We hope it was a local artist.
Okay. All right. So that's your Christmas decoration.
That's what I put up. Yeah, next to the Larry Fitzgerald shrine.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So the answer is no. You could have just said no.
We're praying for playoffs here, man. Come on. How about you? You got some decorations up?
I put the tree up. I could take a picture of the tree.
Oh, yes. I hope it's as pathetic as Charlie Brown's.
No, my tree is fantastic. And if anybody would like to share their trees, they can do so on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram. Yeah, show us your trees. Is there anything
you don't
else?
Have to be in the tree. They can put an owl in the tree. That would be bad. Or a monolith in the tree.
I got a little surprise that's going to come with my tree. So is there anything else that you'd like to hit on before we wrap it up? Is this last episode of the year?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. It depends. It depends on us. Like how much content. The people obviously love it.
Well, next week is January 1st. Oh shit.
Yeah, this is technically the last episode.
Wow, season 1. In the books.
Boom.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Season 1? Wait, we have seasons?
Yeah. Welcome to the show, bitch.
We're going to have seasons. Holy shit, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Where are we taking this podcast? What are we doing, T? What the The feedback from our audience does not like that, T.
I had to get one out of the way. I had to get one or two out of the way before the end of the new year.
I think I'd like to come up with an alias for season 2. I'd like a new name.
Okay.
And then we'll scrub me from the existence.
Yeah, I'll go back through every single episode and find where we mentioned.
Let's get rid of my name.
And replace it with the new one. Jesus Christ. Well, to answer your question, where are we going? Sky's the limit. That's why it's called the Catch the Sky podcast, dude. Don't forget where we came from. Just because we're going into season 2, you got to remember where we started. There is no limit.
2018?
There is no limit.
We recorded in your living room?
We recorded in the spare bedroom.
In that spare bedroom. Yeah, there was a chessboard.
Mm-hmm. Drinking Yinglings.
Drinking sweet, sweet Yingling.
That was the original studio. And here we are now.
With the water conservation center across the street.
It's still across the street. I only moved around the corner. Which prompts the question, when are you coming out?
So I have accumulated an abundance of Southwest airline points.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no excuse, honestly. But now I have to take into factor the dog.
Yes.
I'm going to do one of those service animal hoaxes and just bring her on the plane with me. slap a badge on her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you do that.
Ribbon.
Then, yeah, she could come here and hang out with Frank.
She's a service animal. I saw a woman in San Francisco do that. Just get on no animals on the. It's a service animal, motherfucker. Told that bus driver where he can go. Ruthless out there.
Jesus Christ.
People are shitting in the streets, fucking smoking weed, just freely, not giving a fuck.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Gritty, raw. San Francisco is like the New York of the West Coast for sure. Like I'm thinking Manhattan.
Jesus.
Oh, history lesson for sure.
Anything else? Anything else before we wrap it up?
I want to say that there was a time in my life where I didn't care for Christmas. And I think it had a negative connotation with the religious component. And what I've realized is that Christmas is just a commercial holiday. And it's just meant to push consumer goods. And I've learned to appreciate and love that, largely because of the music, the cinema, and the opportunity to spend time with friends and family. So, T, with that, I appreciate you this holiday season. Happy 2021 to you, sir. Looking forward to season 2.
Yeah.
Of the Catch the Sky podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully 2021 is better than 2020, right? For you, for me, and for all of our listeners out there.
I like 2020. I got a new president.
Well, honestly, yeah, for me, I'm going to look back at 2020. I got a dog too. Yeah. I fucking went on that baller road trip. I got to hang out with you twice.
Yeah. We saw a lot of great shit.
I met a woman.
Yeah.
That hardly talks to me anymore.
First night. First night, though.
But
Listeners
yeah.
of America and the UK. You know who you are, Abu Dhabi. I'm telling you, this man closed. She was absolutely stunning. This man walks in with his dog and that drops a load on the rocks.
Drops a load right into the rocks. And it's kind of like Taylor Swift said in her new album. There will be happiness after you, but there is happiness because of you. Mm. It's not the end all be all just because you had a good time with somebody and then it was over. Just means you had a good time with them.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a bad time with them, which you should actually be grateful about because a lot of relationships, or at least romantic relationships, can end up painfully. So 2020 kind of kicked ass. Lost my job.
Surgery? Successful surgery?
You had
lost
surgery?
Your job?
I lost my job. We've got a podcast.
Surgery. We got a podcast. I think this is a reinvention, though, for you. Because I don't know if this was your career that you lost your job at.
No, but we knew that this was a passion. As you mentioned, I started this when I still had the job.
Yeah.
But once I lost the job,
it's a hobby.
Time was in abundance. So we were able to make this happen. So thank you for making it happen. You've been in all but, what, 2 episodes?
Casey Jones is a good one because I do love sports car trading. And then just to learn how liberal your friend is.
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah. Are we talking about episode 1?
I am. And to hear a different take about white men fighting for women's rights, fighting for abortion, and for their right to have that. And I thought that was very telling. And I don't know, maybe just younger people, maybe we're getting there or not. I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about women's voices as early as episode 1. Nothing new here on the Catch the Sky podcast. Even before you were officially inked, we were talking about it.
before I signed on.
Yeah, full time. We
knew what this was.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody who's listening. Like I said, you can like us, give us a share. That would be greatly appreciated. Find us on social media at CTS Terry on Twitter or on Facebook or Instagram by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast.
T.
Merry fucking Christmas.
What a strange and wild ride it's been. Is that it? It is. Did I say it right?
Someday we'll explain to our listeners why that inside joke is so particularly funny to us. For now, we'll leave it a fucking mystery. It's not just because it's an Office reference.
It cuts deep.
It cuts real deep. Happy 2020, everybody. Good luck in 2021. And until 2021, keep trying to catch the sky.